Welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about the beauty of Vinland Saga. Of course, Vinland Saga follows a story named Thorfinn seeing his father Thor get buried, killed by the hands of Askeladd, the first series antagonist. Then, of course, becomes Thorfinn's father figure in the end. I mean, they loved each other at the end, but like a love hate. It was a very weird relationship. But in turn, it does follow the story of Thorfinn as he sees the horrors of this world with Askeladd, as Askeladd, after he killed his father Thor, takes Thorfinn under his tutelage and teaches him how to be a pirate. And of course, you're introduced to many other ones in the story. Of course, very lovable ones. The one with the big hands, tall. I can't think of his name right now. Big hands, tall. Of course, as well as the princess, and the twist that's saying Askeladd is a prince, or should be king of a supposed kingdom, because his mom was a peasant and had a baby by a king by accident. I'm being for real. Come on now. Now, with saying all this, the beauty of Vinland Saga, of course, is that as a kid, he went through all this trauma. He had to fight people that he wasn't on par with, but he gave it his all. He fought people that was on par. He was able to knock down giants, timbers, mostly all of them, right? And then in turn, Askeladd, the person who killed his own father, but was able to love him in the end. And of course, as we see as season 2 or even season 3, that Thorfinn is a pacifist. He's a pacifist by nature. Of course, even as a kid, he's a pacifist by nature. He didn't want the violence. He didn't want to see death. He didn't want to do all that, but he was thrown into everything once his father was killed, and once he tried to travel with his father, he was thrown into all this madness of being a pirate, trying to overthrow a kingdom, protecting a princess, all this traveling. That wasn't Thorfinn. That was Thorfinn trying to be something he was not. A kid with a snotty attitude. A kid, original Thorfinn, at least when we're first introduced, is someone who wanted to have fun, be at peace, and wanted to stay with his family. But of course, with Vinland Saga taking place around, I'm not going to say medieval times, but close to medieval times, where basically they could come into your village, ransack it, go through it like crazy, and basically have no, repercussions on their end, unless they were killed, of course, by the end. It was tough on him. It was tough. You could see how the kid was changed, but then after he did all that, he'd been through all that, and how Askeladd, Thorfinn, was basically killed by basically nonsense. Well, he killed Askeladd because he wanted revenge. And he didn't have the satisfying kill of Askeladd being basically weakened, poisoned, basically almost killed to that point. So he said, hey, Thorfinn, I ain't gonna be killed by these weaklings for real. I'd rather you kill me. And he gave Thorfinn the once. And he cried because, well, he knew Askeladd wasn't 100%. 1, he went and faced Askeladd when he was 100%. 2, that was his father for the past couple of years, whether he liked it or not, showing him the ropes, showing him how to be a captain, showing him how to protect his morals, basically. And then at the end, him not wanting to fight, him having the switch of attitude, knowing that, hey, this is not really worth it. And that's the fun part. That's the lovely part of this story. Seeing how Thorfinn saying, oh, I went through all this. I've seen so much. I traveled the world. But what was it for? And his conclusion was, I'd rather just relax, chill out. People still came to him. People still tried to fight him. People still tried to test him. But to his famous line, he has no enemies. He has nothing to fight for. He has nobody to fight. He's a simple man. He is someone that just wants to go in, do his job, probably overcome whatever it is he has to overcome. But in terms, he has no reason to fight. He has no reason to jump into battle. He has nothing. I mean, his mom died, his father died, his other father, in Askeladd, if you want to call him that, died. Also, sidetrack, if you made it this far in this video, was Askeladd a villain? Would you count Askeladd, if you've seen this show, would you count Askeladd as a villain? For real, because by the beginning of it, for sure, I mean, he was nonsense. He was an antagonist villain, cool. But at the end of the show, right, you could still call him an antagonist, of course, to the story, but he wasn't a villain, especially not to Thorfinn. at least in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you've made it this far. If you haven't, well then I'll just do that question as a post. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, and that's the perspective, and that's what we could take from Thorfinn in the story as a collective. That yeah, you can be young, you can be stupid, you know, you experience so much that it comes that, you know, life for him came at you so fast. Life came at him so fast that he didn't really get a chance to internalize it, struggle with it. And now he has no enemies. He's a pacifist. He has no reason to fight. He doesn't want to fight. He still can, but he doesn't want to. And that's the lovely part about this show. You know, a lot of people may say that was the downfall of the show, or that, you know, that sucks for him as a character. But to be fair, he knows that, hey, I can, but why? I have no enemies. Like, you can hate me all you want. You could talk bad about me all you want, but I got no reason to fight you. That doesn't help me solve my issues. Why would that help you solve yours? For real. Anyway, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.